seems to be in order, so let's go. Let's just go. Gonna cost myself some pain and start out as Trapper. I like that one's named Green Ranger, the Rebecca. So I guess the question would be, which Green Ranger? Which one do you favorite the one from Time Force? So, gotta swap to David, alright. Also, only a flashlight. Alright. Oh, that makes my life easier as Trapper. You know the real pain's gonna come in with Huntress. Oh, you SOBs. Oh, they got plans. Oh, these people have plans. Alrighty then. Everything just started, and we got people with lots of freaking flashlight at the last second. You know what? Let's put the trap right around here. Okay, please. There's the trap. Alright. Definitely come up behind us immediately. Make sure everyone's in there. Get this one set up. Get this one set up here. I'm probably gonna end up stepping on one of those bear traps. Really? Wow. Yeah, real good and bossed it up. There's my hook. Get you on the hook. What the? Two gents popped immediately, okay. Oh, I think I can admit it. Oh well. Okay, you. I definitely start getting stuck so much to the breath last. Of course, a boom. Well, see, I didn't even try to use the faster once. Oh, I got decisive now? I'm assuming. No decisive. Huh. Okay. Strange. here. Just because I feel like it. Oh, I think sure would be there for a second. Reset this. Throw that one. Yeah, I thought. I didn't even get direct last sight. That was just weird. Okay. We got gents that side. Gotcha there. Oh, glyph. Okay. Bruh. Ballsy, sure. Ballsy, give me that. Ooh, surprised with that mistake. No, get it in here. Must gotta be somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's just F off. Bruh. Feck. Okay, get this angle. Yep, it does find the rock. Nice. Ooh, nice one. Ooh, nice. So to get my stacks up to Biffle, I'm Gucci. On the hook. Only got 2 stacks of Rolly out. Not going too well at all. 3 hooks total. Here. Okay. Got this trap. Trap this. Okay, trap the other one time. Doubt it. Already pretty much through it. What if that add-on is supposed to have track reset 15 seconds being disabled? Is that only when they're caught? Or what still gives? That was dumb of you. I found him out of trap. That's what I mean. Oops. Oh well. Oh well. Oops, missed. Oh well. Guess I'm gonna do trapper again. So that's a plus. Some swell people. Yeah, that's nice. Time for me to suffer as Huntress. Time to remember what true pain feels like. Some say true pain is playing as Trapper. I say true pain is playing as Huntress. Actually, I should give help with another shot before I go. Huntress. Stingray. Scourge, I don't think I have. Could possibly do another Scourge creative ability. Just Joel. Oh, basic attack only, okay. So, no go on the chainsaw. Chance, I can get. Third rank, Scourge. Fortune, I still suffer. Well, if the RNG will allow me to get the Scourge to show up. So many perks to go through, just one. Again, or Surge is a model, so I'm gonna say. Okay, no. One last level. Watch out, stop at level 15, don't get Scourge. By that point. Just go on for eternity, I know. Level up the talent. Nope, no skirt choke. Oh well. Gas goes level 2 with that. Call it Brian, I really need to call it Brian. We could use something else instead. Yeah, I could go with Nurse's Calling instead. Should I go with Lethal? Actually, no show needs the Biffle, so I guess we'll go with that. And Lethal, where is Lethal? Find you eventually. Should have 2 or 3 Lethal every killer, right? Control through hex. That boy might grab my controllers. No idea. Play with food. Pain. Terminus. Tank room. Nope. Like I said, don't. Oh, Lethal's only at tier 2. Okay then. Let's go with that. Oh, wait, first, get the thing. Okay, now we're in the match. Now we are ready. Goose. Outrage B. What's got to be outrage? Steezy Love. Okay. I got that customized. So we have much enough for the hammers, so off we go. Well, survivors are already up yet. Come on, people, let's go. Well, let's go. Alright, got Medkit now. Oh, two toolboxes in the Medkit. Did I have the toolbox earlier? Not sure. Oh well, let's go. Alright, so the map's gotta be a mystery. Let's see what we got. See what we're working with. Because prior attempts at trying Hillbilly generally went awful. Like ridiculously bad levels of awful. Let's just remember with people all over with the new PTB and stuff, and saying, "Oh no, they're killing healing," which they probably are. I think it's going a bit overboard with the healing debuff. But at the same time, what also incentivize using something like Resilience, which increases your extra everything, because you're not going to heal. You must have Resilience, which means you now have a buff to every other thing you're doing. It also means I can using healing perks. I see people say, "I don't die, that's gonna be meta." It's like, nah, I feel like at that point you just, why this of all places for Hillbilly? The game's just out to get me at this point. Why they just, okay, there we go, they came back, came into existence. I was hoping she'd throw down the pilot. Oh, wait. Glyph. My glyph. Wow. I forgot I should not be. I'm not gonna get this. Now, to go there, I didn't have a coffee after the actually win of each color. I decided to pick it tonight. I feel like a moron if I had that caveat. And I'm off. Wow, why was us coming? Oh my god. What the f- Why is this Hillbilly's chainsaw feels like it's both not sensitive and oversensitive at the same time? It's like a weird paradox. I'll say, she just went into a dead end. What's the point of that? You're not Jen. It's mine now. Oh, actually self-healing. I don't know why that fell up right at the very second. That stream idea was a mistake. I just hear should be worked on there. Nope, what was that? No, is there like something getting worked on? I heard some machinery noise, I swear. Oh, there goes Fang trying to go for a heal. Oh, this can't punch out of the way. Not sure what do a damn thing though. That's not a gym being worked on. Oh my god. I went past her in a narrow hallway. Okay, game. I got my first down. And probably the only one I'll effing get this whole match. And we're already at 2 gens. Holla effing Lula. I say Lula. I like effing Lula. Oh, so it's going crazy. I was like, no. Right. What was that about, Felix? What a suck to be a power struggle. No one is calling proc so far. Should be able to get Nancy here. Never the F I'm on. Oh, life. Nice. How am I doing as if she forgot she already used life? Put you on that hook. Try to do it real quick. Come on, Hellbill, let's go. God damn it! Where'd those tracks go? Must have this gen they're on. This side, right? Hey, we just do this again. I just fall for a diversion like an idiot. So Goku, hello? Oh, they're just trying. I decided to make streams just going to different killers that generally keep speaking to the same ones. I don't know, it's my third match ever as Hillbilly ever, and as you can see, it's not going that well because I don't know what I'm doing with Hillbilly. Hey, you shouldn't have run up and changed so much. I'd easy out. What's wrong with me? First match earlier was Trapper, and that one not well. I won't say better than expected. I'm like, you know, I usually do decent as Trapper at least. So no, I can't say that went well. There's Fang. Surprised I found Nancy healing here with Nurse's Calling. Awful not to You're starting to play killer? Oh no, I mostly play killer. I have like almost 500 hours in the game. I just mostly play like Nemesis, Wesker, Pyramid Head, Trickster, stuff like that, Sadako. There's the fact that a lot of original killers haven't really done much with, like Trapper and in this case Hillbilly. I've done like nothing with. As you can see, it's going that fight is going fantastically for me. Well, I can see the confusion because I know I'm doing so poorly. It feels like I haven't even played Killer before. I've gotten never before when I played Huntress, and I did so poorly. Someone thought legitimately didn't know how to play DDD, and that hurt my soul. Why should I went towards the door? Oh, they opened the other door back there. Crud. Oh my god. This is just an awful map to get Billy in. Ground Man experience is just an awful combination. Thanks for we're at the other door. Yeah, well, the killer is not all of them. I can show them what colors I got currently. Oh, it's in the floor underneath. Hatches. Well, let's go for the hatch. There's no point going for Fang. At least. Oh, that's all the green medium maker thing here. I guess it finished. Surprised Fang's still sticking around. It's not really. I'm not going back upstairs. No real point to. I think a pallet can break. Like that. everything's just free to go and is wasting her own time. Break this for some points. Oh, she self-cared the whole time. So many streamers on here, props to you. That's surprising. I've generally seen a lot of people both on Twitch and YouTube, though I guess because Twitch is this platform specifically for streaming. Guess, you know, it's a more popular option. Generally see people do stream on YouTube. Oh, 3 out of 4. Oh, one of those windows. That's what I responded. One more glyph. I'll show off the colors that I currently have. That, well, I also currently use. Let's see. So Trapper, barely ever use. I tried Nurse only ever once. I somehow got a 3K and I didn't deserve that, but the survivors were just, I don't know, I want to say overconfident because I was that bad, but I had no reason to get 3K. Huntress only used a few times. I'm gonna swap to now. Myers used a bunch. Leatherface only used a few times. Freddy I tend to occasionally swap to, because I like using Freddy's Dream Palettes. Pig used occasionally. Spirit haven't used much yet. Not necessarily good or bad with her, just prefer to use other killers. Legion I started using recently, and I don't know, because since their power doesn't really let you down people, it just feels awkward that, great, now they're mending, but Legion has difficult to capitalize on it. Ghostface I like using, though I tend to use his stealth more for hiding my terror radius than the actual marking, because I feel like marking takes too long, can easily be disrupted. Deathslinger I used a fair bit. Kinda like Deathslinger. Pyramid Head was the first main I ever had in DBD, actually. Used them a lot. I haven't used them a lot in recent times, but I did use Pyramid Head a lot. Trickster, used about as much as Pyramid Head. Kinda sucks, it's just a simple killer thing, though. Of course, he's super slow at issue. Nemesis was the second main I had. And, oops. I definitely like using Pyramid Head. Though his zombies can either be some great help, or just not that useful. Pinhead is a killer I really like using, but also feels like the chain hunts do like a lot of the work for you. So it forces survivors to get the box, and also can the automatic chains can just pin survivors. Artist, I like using the artist, though Master trying to go 50-50 with her. Sadako, I like using a fair bit, though my constant need to teleport around the map makes people think that I'm trying to go for condemned kills when I'm not. I'm just using it for transportation. I also think I've only ever gotten one condemned kill with Sadako. Wesker is clearly the highest prestige killer I got, and is the one that I used the most. So I really like his power. Also helps that Resident Evil 5 is my favorite Resident Evil game. And I honestly, when it was leaked that Wesker's gonna be in the game, I thought they would go for RE1 Wesker. So I was surprised to see they went for RE5 Wesker, and that was a good surprise for me. But Wesker is definitely the main I go for, and tends to get me the most. I don't get much salt from people, but Wesker is definitely, if I do get salt, it's gonna be when I play Wesker. I had people get upset because I had Gen defense as Wesker, Resident Evil and Silent Hill fan, yes. Though it's weird because while I have not a lot of knowledge of Silent Hill, I only ever played 2 games, being Resident Evil, Silent Hill 2 and 4. Though I know info about Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, Origins, Homecoming, Downpour, Book of Memories, etc. But Resident Evil, I played through Resident Evil 1 Remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake. I played a good bit of the PS1 version of Resident Evil 1. Also played what else? Oh yeah, I played the OG Resident Evil 4. Haven't touched the remake because I don't know, something about the remake from the demo just doesn't really mesh with me. Of course, my Resident Evil 5, that was actually the first Resident Evil I actually played. Well, not actually beat. The first one I beat was Umbrella Chronicles. But the second one I beat was Resident Evil 5. Where's Iron Maiden? We played Resident Evil 6, 7, Village, Revelations 1. So, didn't play Revelations 2 myself, though I did sit through a playthrough with my friend going through Revelations 2. Well, he did the same thing when I did Revelations 1. Also got Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica as well. AKA the ones that should have been remade before Resident Evil 4. But gotta go with the one that will make more money, and it's clearly shown because it sold 3 million copies in 2 days. Which some people think it outsold the GameCube version immediately. Yeah, but the GameCube wasn't a popular console back in the day, so it's not exactly a hard feat, and there's multiple versions of RE4 Remake than the OG RE4, so the comparison's kind of unfair, so I'm trying to say. It was a rough time to be a Silent Hill fan for a while before this year. I would know. Yeah, I know people have suffered a lot, and now it's like, oh, I guess it's one's favorite. I want to say out of 2 and 4, it's weird because I believe that 2 is the better game out of 2 and 4, but 4's narrative and lore just intrigues me more. Like, I like the mystery more in 4. Doesn't help the fact that Resident Evil, the Silent Hill 2's plot, has been constantly spoiled to hell and back by everyone on the planet. But I don't know, just like how things happen in 4, though 2 had the better game, gameplay and level design. Though I did shoot myself in the foot when I played 2 by playing that game on hard mode. Because, oh boy, did certain sections not go well in hard mode. Can I get 2 or 3 Iron Maiden? I just want 2 or 3 Iron Maiden before I start the match. Then my says too, I kind of don't like James. 3 was cool, S4 was alright, Downpour for like a joke. Okay, Shot Memories were alright. PT was effing unfortunate. That is the best way to phrase it. Unfortunate. They don't play Book of Memories. Most didn't play Book of Memories because it's a Vita only game. It's a Vita only game that was essentially play like Diablo, which is such a weird thing to do for Silent Hill of all things. Downpour, from what I've seen, Downpour has good ideas, but the dev team was such an epic slap in the face. Yep, it was. But Comic Sans, though. That was also more the fact that Konami freaking screwed over the people remastering it by giving them incomplete code to work with because Konami didn't have the original source code for those games. And now Blooper Team's remaking Silent Hill 2, which of course has people wary because Blooper Team has had the best track record, so people are unsure how to feel about that. But who knows? Let me get a banger. It's like I saw a tweet where people said Final Fantasy VII Remake of Resident Evil 4, no, Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil 4 were both games that were hugely lauded that got remakes that people like. Though I still argue Final Fantasy VII Remake is not a remake; it's a sequel. But freaking, so people are like, "Yo, Blooper Team, what you got cooking?" Like, RE4 7 Remake are doing well. Konami being scum as always. I mean, this case it wasn't scum. It's more Konami didn't take care of the source code, which is actually a common thing, especially in the 90s, like how freaking Final Fantasy 7 and 8, like the OG PC port Final Fantasy 7 and 8 was made with incomplete source code. Kingdom Hearts 1 source code was gone, so the version in Kingdom Hearts 1.5 that people play is actually essentially the game being remade by using assets from the memories. And another thing, that Blooper Team, generally, Blooper Team's track record is they generally do well with gameplay, but they're generally bad at narratives, and their most infamous point is the medium, which basically tried to be like a Silent Hill-esque kind of game, but it had an effed up moral with the story, which people were scared about how Silent Hill 2 be treated. Look good, gives me hope for others. God knows that you needs a remake. Yeah, it's stuck in PS1 hell. Yup, never got any other version. It's not any other version aside from the port to the PSN. Yeah. Also getting a new Silent Hill movie, which a friend of mine is excited for because he liked the first Silent Hill movie. He didn't like the second one, but he liked the first one. The first director is coming back for this one, and it's seemingly going to be about Silent Hill 2, or inspired by it to be more exact. So that's positivity. I think Behavior is doing a thing, doing one of the Silent Hill projects, and I keep remembering that wrong. And the new Silent Hill game they teased is a thing. I have nothing to really say about it, though the internet went nuts because the writer for Higurashi is working on it. But I have not consumed Higurashi, nor do I care to, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, it all depends on whether or not Konami can bring things back. That David has no method. Why? So, Konami, what you got? Things are in. The ball's in your court, Konami. Though at this point, they should probably do a freaking Silent Hill freaking collection. One that actually functions this time. Because they ported Silent Hill. No, they didn't port. They freaking put the PC version of Silent Hill 4 on PC. As you can see, my Huntress in action, not doing well. Let's get the little game movies. The game movies, the first one, way back to 2006. God, that. Dang it, I'm losing Ada. Oh god, that was so long ago. So I did the second one, I didn't know existed. So continuation of one, do you know? I don't think we know much other than it seems to be inspired by Silent Hill 2 this time around. Which some people saw the description for it, and the description sounded like it was trying to do Silent Hill 2 to a T, but then they included some part with some new character that was in Silent Hill 2, and people like, who the F is that? And it's like, well, it's clear they're trying to do inspired by Silent Hill 2 rather than a full-on adaptation of Silent Hill 2. Since, you know, Silent Hill 1 movie was an adaptation of Silent Hill 1 per se. Well, it was an adaptation, it was trying to do its own thing. Okay, there, David. What's the goal here? I was about to say, I'm not so sure if freaking. I'm surprised don't boil over. There could be a good combination of this. Huh. That's the whole BS in life. Dude, my same friend like the first Silent Hill 1 movie for years said he liked the freaking live-action Resident Evil films until he rewatched it and realized that those films were stupid, but he's still entertained by them. Which, you know, good for him, but yeah, those films are something else. Okay, okay. Gotcha. What? Oh, Steve just screamed. That means he was in the locker. Okay. Explosion. Not sure what that one's for. But yeah, it sounds like, I mean, in recent years we've had pretty good video game adaptations. Like, I don't know, I'll keep vouching for the freaking Sonic movies a ton of time. I like the first Sonic film. I like the second one better. Hey there, Steve. Just can't do Aria live right. I mean, it's more the fact that they're trying to do their own thing instead. Which is like, you can see why that'd be a problem. surprised that worked. Okay there, people. What's the plan there? I mean, as much as people don't like the films, they apparently do well in Japan. With what Japan loves them. Suicide demand a refund in the movies. I didn't get away if you get the premise. I forgot that no either lets you pick yourself up. Where did it go? You just held W. I still didn't even notice. I don't think there's any film I ever like felt like I was pissed off and like this film sucks and walked out. Like I don't see a lot of films nowadays, so of course I wouldn't really have that kind of feeling. You got screwed over by the Meet Your Maker event. Tragic, David. Literally behavior itself has screwed you over. I was literally just about to put him on the hook. Damn it. It's a few seconds off. And the Meet Your Maker thing's gone. I was gonna go use it. Okay. I go F myself, game. Oh, there's a green one. I'm hearing positive things about the Last of Us adaptation, which makes sense considering how much of a freaking movie that game tries to be. It would be an achievement if someone managed to boss that up. I just heard someone in pain for a second. Huh. Guess I didn't. Oh, green one. Ooh, I actually got that. Here we go, everyone cool, play both OG and Remake. R2 is my favorite, I love both OG and the Remake. R3 was cool, OG is better, but a mile the Remake was butchered hard. Yup, that's generally what everyone says, that they completely butchered RE3 with the Remake. But it did also give us the new Carlos design. And new Carlos looks fantastic. And the fact that I can't even picture Carlos looking the way he used to look. Get those attributes out. Was very good, but OG, Curling Remake, I thought was right. Very 6 Star 7 was amazing. It was a journey and a half. I just wish RE8 had better DLC. Like, I won't say it was bad, but I just wish Shadow of Rose was like let you do more with their powers rather than what actually ends up what they actually give you in the game. Got her. Closer to her. I'm not gonna make those shots. I'm not amazing against Huntress. What am I doing? Ah, dead heart attempt. So it's okay. I don't like Billy, but Rick is cool. Ooh, don't like Billy. I actually like Billy. In fact, when I heard rumors that a class of that character would be coming back for 7, I was honestly hoping it would have been Billy. Because, like, it makes sense. You got Billy's just off the grid, so he could be anywhere. You could do anything with Billy. And it's like, nope, it was Chris, which although people also didn't believe it was actually Chris because he looked nothing like him. Choice there, Steve. Should've just left. found it funny how pissed people got that Lady Dimitrescu wasn't in the game more. And it's like, well, what do you expect? You're acting as if they designed the game a long time ago, and the game wasn't built around what you guys thought it would be. Why people got upset that Lady Dimitrescu didn't come to DBD, instead was Nemesis and then Wesker. It's like they can't predict how you'll react to freaking trailers for Resident Evil game. For crying out loud, y'all threw a fit when they said they were gonna be altering part of the script for RE4 remake. There are characters, just by your killer, Wesker, what do you say male or females? Plus, I threw that data palette. Favorite male character? I don't know, so many good choices. Gary David. Good choices. Favorite female character? I go with probably the super underrated Sheva. I will keep that. I'll stay on that hill to the day I die. Sheva gets a bad rep. I feel it's Vivid. Also put Rebecca up there. Favorite male character? It's like I want to put Chris or Billy there since they're good options. But like, I don't know, Chris is not bad, but he's a bit too plain. And should I really put Wesker if the first game he was in, I didn't really think much of him. That wasn't until Code Veronica and 5 where I'm like, now we're cooking with gas here. Oh, I got scared, so what am I doing? What's a pick? But I don't want to put Billy. Like, I like Billy's whole backstory thing of him being a fellow Sheva lover, yes. And the fact that DBD respected Sheva when Capcom won't. Capcom or the fan base won't is something else. And people like, why should they remake RE5? It's already in HD. Listen, if we get RE5, then we're gonna remake a Sheva. Think about that, people. Think, people. Think. I don't know. Let's see, where is it gonna spawn? Nowhere around me, that's for sure. It's a hatch game. Forgot about Code Veronica. A lot of people do. And Cody Capcom. Gotta finish that one. I mean, it's one of the more divisive entries where graphically it was a great big leap for the franchise, but it's like gameplay wise, it has some unique stuff and some issues. It has what I believe to be the worst final boss in a Resident Evil game, but the best final boss music. RE5 remakes. Yep. Although hopefully they do a remake, they'll get rid of that freaking ugly green filter that they put that the OG had. Okay there, Ada. Just gave up basically. Everybody's tried here. Alright then. Also, the way people talk about 5-4 remake is interesting, though. I find it funny how some people are saying that the way they redesigned Ashley, with the fact that you can't tell her to wait anymore. Some people have said Ashley feels like the way people tend to describe Ashley in RE4, but she's a good character to escort, but now some people are actually annoyed. Claire, Sheva, Leon, Carlos, and Barry. Surprised you didn't say Ada, because a lot of people love saying Ada, and I don't see the appeal in Ada, really. I don't really get much of the appeal for Ada. Also, it's Leon, Carlos, and Barry. Also, Barry, that's one I really see people mention much. Next match. I don't really see people much, and he got Guy's whole moment, Revelations. Oh, Revelations 2. That was cool. Even Revelations 2 was a weird release. I wanted to be episodic, but they were clearly done with. I dislike Ada. Finally, I have met another person who dislikes Ada. No, it's not. It's not that fact. It's not the whole entire. Like I said, my issue isn't how she acts towards her personality. It's more I'm just tired of the whole entire let me just completely flirt with Leon. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I've teased you enough. Bye. And the fact that Leon keeps chasing after her for some reason. It's like, dude, just let it go. Just let it go, Leon. Just let it go. Then you had that whole dumb plot line in Resident Evil 6 with the whole entire. Not a clone, because it couldn't use clones. Why? Because the Resident Evil film used clones, so they weren't allowed to use clones for their film. So instead, it had to be someone who was genetically altered to become Ada, because freaking Derek Simmons had a huge obsession with Ada, and then the person they genetically altered to become Ada didn't want him either. Yep. Look, I don't dislike RE6, even though by all accounts I probably should, because I found the Leon campaign boring. The Chris one was entirely boring. I liked the Jake and Sherry one, and Ada was the worst one because it wasn't designed as co-op. So since you had to shoehorn in a player two, and since I was player two, I was stuck basically not doing much. So my friend had to solve all the puzzles, and by God, puzzles are not that man's strong suit. So there's that. The fact that they really want to go. It's a weird thing where I don't understand why games go, let's Call of Dutyify your game in order to attract that market. It's like, do you really think that would work at all? Happened with RE6. It also happened with Dead Rising 3. Dead Rising 3 practically lost all the color from it because they wanted to Call of Dutyify it. And it's like, people aren't coming here for Call of Duty, they're coming here for what this franchise offers. What are you doing? Such a weird thing. But Mercenaries, though, Mercenaries effing peaked in RE6. No mercy mode. Mercenaries effing peaked at RE6. The way you can just destroy an entire giant army of enemies was amazing. Yes, Dead Rising fan as well. It sucks that Capcom Vancouver shut down after Dead Rising 4, but Dead Rising 4, because they tried to fix Dead Rising 4, but Dead Rising 4 just kind of couldn't be salvaged. I didn't even finish Dead Rising 4. I played it for a bit, but I just didn't finish. I couldn't bring myself to finish it. Dead Rising 1 is my favorite one. Dead Rising 2, I like it, but just feels a lot slower than 1, and individual weapons got nerfed down. Dead Rising 3, I like Dead Rising 3, so I know a lot of the issues and stuff, and just like Dead Rising 3. I don't know, not a couple people that's like completely hate Dead Rising 3. I liked it, and also people came around to it. The Dead Rising 4 came out, but like I just liked 3. Though my own experience with 3 was the not good PC port. Dead Rising 4, it hurts me deeply. Yup, I showed the ending of Dead Rising 4 to a friend, and his response to the ending was, "That slap was more potent than the Will Smith one." Those were exact words I seen that ending. Like, that was a more potent slap to the face than the Will Smith one. Vittorio, really? Ace was gonna be. Oh, Ace is still here. We get some stock. Go to Energy 2 and off the record. I keep forgetting to count off the record. 3 was alright. I keep forgetting to count off the record. I keep forgetting off the record exists. But that one's like, it's alright. It's just Dead Rising 2 again with try to do some things different, but can't really do a whole lot. This Ace over here, I like him. So I'm glad that's what I liked back in the day. Too, because DLC, because that stuff's so good, and the stuff that brought the DLC to PC. Yeah, it's weird they didn't bring the DLC, the freaking Case Zero and Case West to other platforms, considering Case West is super canon. So that one's still weird they didn't bring that one to PC. They also didn't bring the freaking, what was it, that that last DLC Dead Rising 3 got on the Xbox One to PC either. They brought every other PC, there were DLC to PC, except for that one. And it's like, of all the ones not to bring, why'd you pick the one people like the most? Get over here, Vittorio. Stabby time. Yeah, Xbox Live. I tried to do Xbox Live for freaking Dead Rising 2 with random people. I always end up disconnecting. But I did meet some good people with Dead Rising 2 online. Like, by God, I always keep disconnecting. I should do one full playthrough with someone. With a friend I had on Xbox. Most of the time, it's just some connection error midway through. I figured there was him. When you say Commander, do you mean Brock? The Commander Dwight from Dead Rising 2? Or do you mean the Commander that's just called Commander in Dead Rising 3? Very important distinction there, because one sounds like a troll. And the one Commander guy got his own DLC in Dead Rising 3. Because that guy, he was a boss fight. And he didn't even get a name in the boss fight. He was just called Commander. And they gave him his own DLC. But for me, for Dead Rising boss is, can't remember his name. In the guy Dead Rising 2 DLC. I can't remember his name either. My favorite boss is the freaking machete guy from Dead Rising 1. I like this whole story and everything, and just what they did with them. So yeah, the fact that they also made that music the credits theme as well, that was nice. Though some say that character may or may not be culturally insensitive, but the debate is still out on that one. Drake's still on that one. But I don't know. The boss fight would have been... I would have liked it more if he didn't have 3 freaking health bars. I also like how Case West also had a Left 4 Dead 2 Easter egg. Because the developers were... Because Capcom, Vancouver, and Valve are friends. Like to the point where Dead Rising 1's achievement for killing the entire town worth of zombies had their own version in the Left 4 Dead. But you had to kill like 1 extra than the one Dead Rising 1. Or the fact that there's a freaking Easter egg to Frank West in Left 4 Dead 2, where he puts a message saying how Frank feels like he's not gonna make it out, and left the message for Otis. Also, the weird fact that Capcom Vancouver knew that people hated Otis so much that they literally put his funeral in freaking Dead Rising 3. There's a cemetery. You can actually find Otis's funeral in Dead Rising 3, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I have my issues with him, but I didn't want him Dead, Capcom Vancouver. That's a bit much. I forgot to stalk. And I stalked the one person who I can't stalk anymore. RE6 had Left 4 Dead characters on the PC version. Yes, on the PC version, Left 4 Dead characters are playable in RE6. Though all their lines are recycled from Left 4 Dead 2. Now, you want to feel old, if you remember Ape Escape, or The Legend of Dragoon, or Mega Man Legends, then you can feel old. That's me intentionally trying to make you feel old. Also remember how freaking Microsoft I hit a nerve, didn't I? Listen, man, Mega Man Legends is my favorite of the Mega Man games. Ape Escape, yup. And the fact that Sony made that freaking Ape Escape anniversary Twitter account and then did literally nothing with it for an entire year. That was the biggest troll move. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, when they did the crossover where Ape Escape 3 had the Metal Gear Solid and MGS3 had Snake vs. Monkeys, which they removed in the re-release in HD version, probably due to freaking copyright. Like that, the Metal Gear Solid is the embodiment of they don't make crossovers like they used to. Nowadays, these crossovers are just, oh, you get this one character from this franchise and this thing. Nah, Metal Gear Solid is the epitome of what crossovers should be. Just complete dumb fun with the crossover franchise. Huh, kind of sort of rejoin themselves, not much though. Probably in the basement. Oh, they're in the basement, alright. They're in the basement, alright. 3 of them are in the basement. I haven't seen this motherfucker over here. That was a knee hit this whole entire time. I didn't even know about her. Oh, she's upstairs healing. The last time we ever got Ape Escape related, or technically they're porting Ape Escape Academy, the PSP games to PSN and all that. The last thing we technically got was a freaking spike in freaking PlayStation All Stars. Hey man, I munch been playing a lot of it. What do I get to recall? Which is Super Nintendo. Coach on the Super Nintendo. And that would be either the Mega Man X game, Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3, or possibly there's the tutorial. Oh, you screwed up. Gotcha. The one on the PSP is a reboot of Mega Man X called Magic Hunter X. It was supposed to start its own reboot continuity, but Magic Hunter X 1 didn't do well, which sucks because that was actually a good game. Either you played that one, or you played Mega Man Powered Up, which is a reimagining of Mega Man 1. with the chibi art style. Games for GBA didn't look different. That would be Mega Man Battle Network, which is an RPG franchise that got 6 main games on the GBA, but they're all RPG, and they started having multiple versions at the Battle Network 3. They're called the Battle Network games, and they're actually going to get a re-release actually next month with the Battle Network Legacy Collection. But yeah, those were RPGs. Those weren't platformers like most of the others. Well, again, Legends was a freaking Zelda, was more playable like Zelda. I should not be chasing him here. I'm not getting anything done. There's also a possibility you also played Mega Man in Base, which is also a platformer, and a port of the Super Nintendo game of the same name. But that game didn't get localized in the West until the GBA version. Gotcha. They probably mean the Battle Network games, which are RPGs. Zelda fan? Zelda is actually my favorite franchise, despite the fact of how little I actually talk about Zelda. That's the funny part. Nowadays, people tend to see me talking more about Shin Megami Tensei, or more specifically Persona, but Zelda is my favorite franchise, with Ocarina of Time being my favorite game. Well, they're not getting away good. Base, he's still here. No scratch marks or nothing. Good on them. Door right there. There's certainly a lot of franchises out there to be a fan of. A lot of good stuff out there. Not over here, that means start the other door. Damn it. I probably have way too much time on me. Jorah's my favorite, I've seen that a lot. The question is, what's your opinion on the 3DS remake, considering how divisive and controversial that release is? Oh, there's Ace. No point in stalking him, so I can't get any stock from him. I'm surprised he fell for that. I love the move. That's how I'm phrasing it. Now where's Ace Boy? Oh wow. Yeah, all touching it brings, yep. Especially as it comes closer and closer and closer to hitting Termina. Did Ace actually manage to completely escape to the door? Well, speaking of the 3DS, I was actually talking to someone recently who never played the 3DS version and didn't know about how it was like, and they were baffled when I told them the changes it had. Yeah, 3DS version is a weird thing when they wanted it to be more for people who didn't like the OG, but by doing so, they completely neglected the people who did like the OG in the process. So they made this weird thing that only appealed to people who didn't like Majora's Mask, which is such a weird thing to do, where we made a version of the game that appeals to the people who especially didn't like anything, and especially didn't like a game. Rather than making it to be a divisive release, especially since that was like the most hyped up release. Well, hyped up Zelda remake I saw. Because people were expecting it for years after Ocarina of Time got remake. So it was definitely a weird time. So another great one, I have to say, is definitely A Link to the Past. Link to the Past, I think, was I believe was the first Zelda game I ever played, and that game was fantastic. Though I never played A Link Between Worlds, so I just wasn't interested in Link Between Worlds. Breath of the Wild was okay. I didn't see the hype everyone had for it. I liked Breath of the Wild, but I'm with you in the case of not to the point where everyone was fawning over it. I'm looking forward to Tears of the Kingdom. I'm still looking forward to Tears of the Kingdom. Then again, I'm probably a freaking Zelda mark at this point, so I feel like there's very little the series can really do to really make me not get it. But again, I have to play. I didn't get Triforce Heroes either. This is actually a bunch of Zelda games I didn't get. What we're talking about. But yeah, it's definitely a problem that they just haven't really shown a whole lot with freaking with Tears of the Kingdom, because they want to keep things more mysterious and ominous. And it's like, can you show the effing game, please? Can you stop being so elusive? Show the effing game. Only recently showed the game with, look, here's some stuff we're finally showing you because we decided to stop being so secretive about it. And it's like, can we see more of it? It's probably going to be like, no, you may not. Such a weird way how they're handling the freaking promotion of it. Okay, let's go with this. One Zelda game I just can't get into at all, and I know there's like a fan favorite one, but I just can't get into it, is Link's Awakening. I just cannot get into Link's Awakening. Every time I try Link's Awakening, I generally end up dropping it soon afterwards. It just doesn't mesh with me at all. And they remade it on Switch, which is also a divisive remake because I felt like it lost some of the more charming aspects the OG had. So yeah, that was also a weird one. But again, Link's Awakening's not for me, so I can't really say much about it. I'm not alone. I find it boring, yup. Like, it's weird how I find it so boring when it's the one with, like, the most fantastical elements and, like, oh, look at other than 10 Mario IP stuff showing up in this game. You think this would be more interesting. It's like, no, it's just kind of boring. It's kind of boring. And I find funny that when I told someone I find it boring, they were like, oh, then you probably shouldn't play Wind Waker because you won't like that. And it's like, but I like Wind Waker. And it's like, they find it weird, like, how do I find Wind Waker fun because of the Triforce Hunt, but I found Link's Awakening boring. Like, I just don't really find much charming about Link's Awakening. Despite the fact that I realistically should with all the stuff. I also like the whole entire dumb debates people have, which is Link the villain of Link's Awakening by awakening the Windfish? Considering the fact the man is trapped in a never-ending dream, no, I won't say he's the villain of it. He's being held in a fake world, I guess, as well. That's just a weird argument people go with. Is Link the villain, Link's Awakening? It's like, nah. He really cannot live his life and escape. Compared to the IPs, Mario's an easy one. I played a Xenoblade series. More recently started playing, well, I guess more exactly started finishing Fire Emblem games, because I did play some Fire Emblem games prior to Awakening, like Shadow Dragon, Blazing Sword, and Sacred Stone. I just never ended up finishing them. Let's see. Can't really say much of a Star Fox fan. I never liked the one Star Fox game in 64, but just a remake of Star Fox 1, with Star Fox 1 when they won't stop remaking Star Fox 1 till the end of time. I did like F-Zero, the N64 one, against like GX. if that counts. Don't play a lot of Kirby. Last Kirby game I played was playing Robobot, but it's like I do like Kirby. I just don't go out of my way to play Kirby. Let's see what our Nintendo IPs. I can't really say. Now should I say Donkey Kong? Because I never really played the Donkey Kong Country games. I never played the like, Tropical Freeze and all that. For some reason my mind's blanking out on Nintendo IPs. Pikmin. I've never played Pikmin and I have no interest in. Metroid. Yes, but I only really like the 2D Metroids. I don't like the Prime series. Like the first-person perspective on Prime does not mesh with me, and I only found one Survivor so far. It hurts to be a Star Fox fan. Why? Why? Because most of Star Fox franchise is just the first game getting remade over and over and over and over and over. But the fact that Star Fox Zero came out. Nintendo loved children, Mario, Pokemon getting all the attention. I mean, Nintendo trying to be for everybody, really. And also, Pokemon is more dictated by the Pokemon Company, if anything, seeing as they also co-own the IP with Nintendo. Do I like Prime? I don't mess the first-person perspective. It's why when Dread was announced, I was celebrating like, oh my god, finally a new 2D Metroid game. I do not like the first-person perspective that Prime goes for. In fact, it doesn't work with Metroid's constant backtracking and all that. I have a friend who freaking loves Prime games and everything, but I just don't mess well with Prime. One day the Prime fans got their Prime 4. Why am I struggling to find any survivors? I can keep tracking of them. What is going on here? There's a fresh scratch marks. Might as well go see where they go. And they go nowhere. Where are the survivors? Punch-Out!, another IP that I didn't really mess around with much. See, I put Other M as well. Nope. I know about the Other M fan base. I know about Other M. I know the problem with Other M. I know people don't like Other M. And I also know the localization changes for Other M with the script. But I never talked about Other M because I didn't like the Prime game, so I had no reason to play Other M. These are the most Ninja Survivor thing I've ever seen in my life. I just can't find them for the life of me. Finally, a survivor. Finally, the hunt begins. The hunt is over. Yeah, no, that was a hybrid, but trying to be an action game with my Team Ninja, but it also has the weirdness of the first-person perspective. You can't move because the game only played on a Wii remote, so it just feels weird. I know it's mostly blasted for a story, even though it's a game that was also, you know, made by the creator of Metroid. It's not as if someone else wrote it, and that guy is so proud of Other M. He said if you were to remake Other M, he would change nothing about it. The person who made Other M is so proud of it. I see some people say people really like Other M's gameplay. Some people say gameplay is not that great of Other M. Though most of the talk is about the story and how badly it portrays Samus, despite being made by the creator of Metroid, and despite also being a story that's trying to tie in with the manga adaptation of Metroid. Finally, a survivor. No, not sprint burst. But I just finally found a survivor. And he has sprint burst. Why? I got one. I got one. Yeah, it's weird because in the English version, she's taking orders from Adam, but it's because in the JP version, some of the stupid stuff she does is her basically trying to show off like an idiot. And Adam is telling her to actually use her stuff because she's being stupid, trying to prove a point. Like in the Japanese script, she didn't use the Varia suit because she was trying to pretty much show off to Adam, and Adam's like, please use the Varia suit. While in the English version, they changed it to he didn't give her authorization. I mean, I just think it's stupid, but like, come on, people. And there's also the fact that Nintendo didn't even know what a bounty hunter was. Well, even when they designed Samus. This match is going so horrendously. I dinging my chainsaw, but still got her. I don't know what just happened there, but okay. So for me, Metroid's alright. Carl is for the 80s game. Metroid 2 is okay, so Metroid step up and it's really good. Never actually played the OG Metroid and Metroid 2. Only ever played Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, never beat it. Metroid Zero Mission, did beat that. Metroid Prime 1, never finished it. And Metroid Dread. Fusion was amazing, Zero Mission was a perfect remake in my opinion. Prime 2 very good, Prime Hunter's a pinball. Interesting, Prime 3 was kinda okay. I gotta say people not have much in a level of fondness for Prime 3. What the fuck? I didn't even hear a trouble flashbang. I don't say how the scratch mark should stop. I also find it funny how Metroid Dread came out so great when people had little face because Mercury Steam was making it, and Mercury Steam also made some freaking Metroidvania, some Castlevania games on the 3DS that people didn't really have much fondness for. I mean, that wasn't a remake, it was a remaster. Even devs corrected people that that was a remaster of Metroid Prime, not a remake. You know, people mention how high quality the remaster was, even they're like, nah, it's not a remake, it's a remaster. That way people like it, but 40 goddamn bucks for it is something else. That's why I've got spiritual to work with. Trying I saw remade realistic Samus. Something I never got confirmation of is what they do with the freaking Metroid Dread freaking Easter egg in freaking Prime Remastered. Or did they keep the reference or they just flat out remove it? That's what I want to know. Considering, you know, Dread actually exists now. Oh, they're going across the other path. Really? Hit the other one? Really, game? That one we're just leave their friend. Oh nope, they stayed. Really? From that far away? Oh, I think Faster just dropped the flashbang, but didn't. They removed it. Could be wrong. Obvious pays obvious. Obvious pays obvious. It's obvious, but we win the trade, so be it. Why is the hook gonna be so far? I'm probably gonna barely make this hook like it's considered. Get you in the basement. One dead. Ready for me. Oh, you flew too close to the sun there. Claudette. You flew too close to the sun there, silly. Oh my god. Oh, is the Neon Mech Squad gonna try and come? They should just leave. They should just leave, to be honest. They're on the move. They're already on the move. You didn't end up timing! I was about to say, you know timing, but you didn't. We have to pick her up now, or never. Nope, you're not gonna get set to save. Oh my gosh, I can get the save. Nope. Oh my god. That should not have been a 3K. That should not have been a 3K, my god. None of that should have happened. Yeah, Mario Party is the friendship route, the friendship ender. Yeah, once I'm the biggest Mario fan, but like, I do enjoy Mario. The last Mario game I played, I think, was freaking Odyssey. So I think I should play Super Mario Land 1, actually. Which, first I ever played that, and that playthrough went places, I'll say that much. Such as me getting 13 lives, and then my friend, a quote from my friend that we put over and over in that video: 13 lives, don't squander them. I squandered those 13 lives and got a game over. I had to redo the entire game. Luckily it's a short game, but my friend was pissed off at me and started partially breaking down about how he may make fun of me, but like he does want me to succeed at Mario games because he's like a big Mario expert. That one. Damage. Perfection. So it's first 50% louder. Checks go to 4%. Source aura, that sounds kinda good. It's a bit louder. The Mario games, I like them. Ones they're particularly good, especially since did a PlayStation where Mario World with a friend, and unfortunately the most infamous moment didn't get recorded because of a recording error, but I managed to die to the same boss over and over and over and over and over and over and over until her friends started looking down at me. Notice you have a lot of killers. You a horror movie buff too? Several of these killers were actually gifted to me by a friend who wanted me to use them. Like, for example, Freddy, Sadako, and Pinhead were ones that my friend gave me because he wanted me to try them out, although my friend loves Pinhead and Sadako. So I wouldn't say I'm actually really a horror buff. I mean, it's like I know about them, but out of all the horror movies I've seen, I can remember to say I've seen the OG Halloween film. And not really much else. Aside from the horror, the only horror movie I can think of that I've seen is Us, but that was like years ago. It has nothing to do with DVD. It's weird. It's like I find out all the lore and information about the films, but never really watched them myself. Like I know an absurd amount of stuff about Saw. Never actually seen Saw. No certain amount of stuff about Final Destination. Never actually seen Final Destination. Know a certain amount of stuff about Friday the 13th. Never actually done myself. Know a certain amount of stuff about Nightmare on Elm Street and the reboot. Never actually done myself, kind of thing. Kind of like with Silent Hill, where there are so many Silent Hill games that I know the information of, but never actually play those games for myself. That's what here's shit. Oh, that was such a gun to match what that offering was. But I think all the killers I bought for myself. My friend bought me Nemesis. I initially only bought Pyramid Head and nobody else. Like most of the OG killers that I have were bought from freaking the iridescent shards instead of buying DLC is why I have more killer, like way more unlocks for killers than I do for the survivors, for example. Although I did play the freaking DBD dating sim with a friend. He was suffering, especially when Trickster showed up in that game. That man was suffering, but he ended up going out with freaking Spirit, and then freaking got friend zoned. And for sure, those movies. Like I only just looked up the information with the film because I was just wondering like why like some of those films were like big icons. I remember one night I was like, why is Saw like this big iconic thing? And I just started watching videos about Saw, learning about the lore, and going, wow, Saw gets very stupid. And they made Spiral, which is flat out half of it is a comedy film, all because Chris Rock wanted to be in a Saw film. And now they're making Saw 8, and apparently they're getting the actor for Jigsaw back again. And it's like, my God, John Kramer's been dead since the third film. Let it go. Let it go, people. He's been dead since the third film. So I want to say I'm much of a horror buff. So you have a favorite horror icon, I assume? I mean, based on whether or not to find the character more intriguing or interesting, which is definitely hard to quantify. Oh. I don't really, not really much of a horror buff. That's hard to say. I know that the Saw one was the one where I was like, I want to know why Saw is this big franchise and why the quote, "I want to play a game" was this big thing. Gotcha. I think the most interesting of the films that I learned about was freaking a new night freaking Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Like the one that's like a parody of freaking Nightmare on Elm Street kind of thing, and just like that's such a weird and unique idea they went for. The idea that it's just a film series, and now they're being haunted by an actual entity that's trying to like recreate stuff in the films. Like that was a unique take on it. I think it was the last thing Wes Craven had a hand in when it came to the Friday property. Hello. I was hoping you waste that path for me. I want to say if I had to pick the most interesting horror icon, it'd probably be Ghostface, and it's for the same reason many people I've seen don't really find Ghostface scary, which is it's just some dude in some dude in a robe. I see many people go, "Oh, why is freaking Ghostface scary? He's just some dude in a robe. I could probably beat him up." And it's like, yeah, but the fact that he gets so many kills and he's just some dude in a robe, granted, you have to twist up with multiple people. But that's what makes it the most interesting, and the fact that it's also a parody of freaking comedy and parody of horror films. Just makes the whole thing interesting, you know? Also learning how Wes Craven initially didn't even want to do freaking Scream until a fan told him the film he did, kind of sucked. And he was like, okay, that's it, game on, this is a challenge now. And it's like, damn. So also what said that they didn't like one of your films. You're like, nah, I will now direct this entirely brand new horror film. Brand new experimental horror film. You don't make that. But good effort. And I also still find it hilarious how Behavior made a deal with the mask company rather than the actual film. Rather than the people who had the film rights to Scream. Like, that is such a genius loophole. I love it. So the fact that by all accounts, their version of Ghostface is fully original. Even though you still need to buy the character. Though it sucks, that means you don't get Survivor with them. I also find it interesting how he's more based on the real life killer that actually inspired Ghostface. Or by years. Leatherface is very good, but in the first film, the rest were Mine's had some decent movies, but the most recent one is Slap in the Face. Joel, don't. Dude, if my friend was here, he would be. He is the most butthurt person I've seen about Halloween Ends. Myers had some decent movies, but Slap in the Face, yeah. My friend is the most butthurt person I've seen when it comes to Halloween Ends and how much he despises it. And every single time he goes, I don't know, just get some 19-year-old to fight to beat up Myers. And it's like, you're never gonna let that go, are you? And it's like, no, that man refuses to let go. Halloween Ends. I wish that movie was retcon. I mean, there are multiple timelines, so technically in your heart, it could be retconned. You could just believe that the series ended with that one film where Busta Rhymes beats up Myers. Oh, I'm hearing Dwight, that's why I'm hearing noises. Oh, hey, there's two. Give me them stacks. You here. Oh, no powder for you here. Didn't even know this could be an instant for no pot spawns here. Interesting. But there's always a god powder here. So, let's say Jason X is my favorite. The favorite OG4 was King. I don't like the remake Freddy. Like, it's weird how much panned remake Freddy is, even though it's technically doing what they originally wanted to do with Freddy, but didn't want to do because they knew how bad it make them look. So it's weird because Freddy was always tended to be a pedophile, and they kind of referenced that in the OG films, but people get so pissed off about the fact that that's a thing. The fact that some people go to the length to say that Freddy was just a killer before, but now he's a monster that I can't root for. And it's like, why the F are you rooting for Freddy? Gotcha! Pin has another favorite, but say first two was good enough. We don't speak about the rest of the Hilarious. Can't even another favorite of mine. Oh, don't worry. Like, yeah, my friend freaking has lots of words to say about when it comes to the Hellraiser films and how much he hates Hellraiser 3. He keeps saying Hellraiser 3 is the epitome of they went Hollywood and it was bad. And he thought just basically ruined freaking Pinhead's character. What's going on over the head? It was very good. It checks out on a favorite of mine. Other Saw movies. I haven't really heard much people talk about Scream 6. Although a friend of mine wants the Scream franchise to die because he really hated Scream 5. So when they said how the actress for Sidney wouldn't be involved in the new film, dude was celebrating. And then the fact that Scream 6 don't happen makes them go, why are we doing this? Just to suffer? Green pallet, Sally! I love the Saw films. I can only go just based on the research I've done, and the research I've done, the Saw films get stupid, but at this point, they embrace stupidity, so who cares? They embrace it. They have fun with it. Although my friend keeps saying that Jigsaw was apparently retconned, but I still heard nothing that said that Jigsaw was actually parodied. I've heard Recon. So this is again, but this one was really good. Oh, I got here at the right time. Give me Dwight. Some shit pays to put dream pallets. This was really effing good. Yeah, I'm just not the biggest film buff, so I'm generally not an expert talking about stuff like that. I know that the stuff that people really want DVD is stuff like Candyman, they want the Predator, they want the Alien. Oops, someone boxed that up. You should not have done that, silly Billy. I missed that? How these a-holes know which parts are real? So good. I've rarely seen people say Terminator. I know the real Dream one people want is freaking Jason, yup. I mean, technically there's not a legal loophole that potentially could allow Jason to show up. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, seeing as the new Crystal Lake show is being made. So to the power legal loophole, could be. I just want. If they do end up getting Jason DBD, they 100% need to allow them to make a Slash Street Boys skin for them. Embrace the parody that is the Slash Street Boys if they freaking allow them to be DBD. Because that would be like, that's just an opportunity right there. You have Jason, you have Leatherface, you have Ghostface, you have Freddy, you have you have Jason, Myers, Freddy, and Leatherface. So at that point, you just perfectly go all in and do the Slash Street Boys. Just get the Merkins on board. I was about to get Jason X, but I died because of the legal stuff. That's what my friend said! He said the same thing about I was about to get Jason X and the legal stuff killed the game. He says the exact same thing. He was hyped for Jason X stuff. Meanwhile, for me, it's just like Jason X just looks neat. So I would like Jason X stuff in DBD. It looks neat. It looks nice. Get an Uber Jason skin. Oh, you SOBs. As you know, it's more comedy and horror. It's such a good movie. Like, I go based on what I know about it. You have that one teacher who should have gotten it hard, gets it hard off screen, and that's like, come on, people. The teacher should have gotten it hard on screen, considering the film was pretty much his fault. Good place for you to go, because the script's up nearby. It could be remade in the future. Choke over here, get you on it. To stop Ronaldo from finishing out Drain ASAP. Or not to let go of the Jen. Where is it? Chris transformed in the basement and kill the shark. Let's fight this map. Upgraded? Don't you mean he's been uploaded? Yeah, that's what they say in the film. He's gotten an upload. Films are weird. Oh, they got the hatch. Good for them. Action match versus challenge. I thought that'd be a really hard challenge, but match went so casually. Nice. Nice. He just made that joke. It had to be done. 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 Because there's a dumb thing in the film, so gotta mention it. I also like how freaking people got upset. I think it was like, yeah, Jason Goes to Hell for actually saying the Necronomicon as the reason Jason came back and feel like the series jumped the shark. Only for the director of that film to be like, you think this is when it got dumb? Have you seen the previous films? Yeah, he's like, he's right. That also reminds me how until the internet, for the longest time, I didn't know Freddy vs. Jason was an actual film. I thought that was just a matchup that people wanted to see happen, and I saw it was an actual film. And to quote that one parody song that James A. Janice, aka the host of Dead Meat, said, the fact that this actually happened is kind of a surprise. God, I thought for sure that this was a match. I remember how Mortal Kombat 9 added Freddy, and people like, we can get Freddy, can we get Jason, get Freddy for Jason? So I thought it was a matchup that never actually happened. It's just something that freaking, yeah, just fight the team in the same prop. Let's see, 20 seconds. So I'm gonna get the matchup with Ash versus Freddy and Jason. There's even a version of Freddy vs. Jason's ending where Pinhead would have shown up while Jason and Freddy were fighting each other in hell. Nothing more curious and sad. We never got Myers vs. Pinhead film. Yeah, there's like some infinite amount of matchups that people could possibly want to see. How do you if that would have worked? Because, like, yeah, like, Myers is a case of, he's just some dude. He's just some dude. This one that decreases the first burst tab. Once that increases setting speed. I guess I'll just go with this build. I'll just go with this build. I mean, it's like Freddy vs. Chase is also a case of how would that even work. And it kind of worked, sort of. A bit weird. Although nothing matters. Any criticism of Freddy vs. Jason doesn't matter. The fact that a man was actually set on fire for that fire corn crop scene, nothing matters. A man was set on fire for that scene and actually did that stunt. That was all freaking done real. Nothing matters. All criticisms doesn't matter. Best film ever. A man was on fire. Candyman versus a leprechaun? What the hell is that about? I want to Google that. Candyman vs. Leprechaun could have happened, but Tony Todd said no. They're gonna do a crossover with the Leprechaun? That's so weird. Just for I can't remember the cross with this, also not be involved, something like that. For my character, which a horror character because of them an icon, a Candyman, reluctantly or not, you have to treat them with respect. See. So yeah, he basically did it because Candyman is not a horror film. Just dude, the fact that Freddy vs. Jason had a practical effect done for the pinball thing, where Freddy freaking bounces Jason like a pinball, they made a practical effect for that, and then the director asked them to CG it, and the director liked that one better, so he went with that. And it's like, oh my god, they did it practically. They managed to get a man to pinball practically, and you wanted the awful looking CG version? I guess CG is easier to do. Like I'm not minding that it's possible to do it practically. It's like something that also surprised me. Like you have the Banana Splits, which is like a freaking 19 like I think like a 1960s freaking show which they then turned to a horror film because they went, well, the suits and animatronics always were as the doll would scare people, so they then made it into a horror film called The Banana Splits, and that film was done with practical effects, and the reasoning being the OG show in the '60s was practical, so why shouldn't this horror film version be practical effects? And it's like that person right there, I love them, amazing, beautiful. It's also when people go, why did they make a horror version? Why did someone make a horror version of Winnie the Pooh? Simple. Someone made a horror version of The Banana Splits. There's a horror film based on freaking Truth or Dare. You make a horror film out of anything. So it shouldn't be that weird that someone went, well, if I did this, but scary. Hello there, thing. Get back here, thing. I'm coming for you. The peg has come to give you rejuvenation. Either that or rotting. Out of the two. Depends on how much interpretation you go with. Get John Scourge Hook. Get John Scourge Hook. I suppose I want a top of me to blow up. They did with no tracks left behind. Interesting. One of the first Terminator movies. It's good to real as practical. Well, sure, as well as real actions look at something. Yeah. It also reminds me earlier today. Well, I guess technically yesterday, because it's crossed midnight for EST. As of today, I was actually I was at the green screen. I just talked something. But the fact that I was actually at the gym, and they were playing one of the TVs was playing Terminator Dark Fate, and all I could think during that brief bit was going, why does the T-1000 not have projectiles? Oh, both things have the same cosmetics. Oh, I was confused by that. Alrighty then. Nope. Get over here, Fang. Did I what? Did I say T-1000? I know, my friend gets pissed at me. It's only freaking... I don't know, it was just on the TV during the gym. I was at the gym and one of the TVs, the other thing was playing channel TNT, and they were just playing freaking Dark Fate with the T-1000. And I was like, why does this one not have projectiles? I remember I think there's a video on the channel where I was playing Mortal Kombat with my friend, and freaking I won as Terminator, and he was like, finally, the correct future. And I made a joke saying, get this non-canon trash out of my face. And he got so mad at me for that joke. I remember how when Dark Fate came out, people were saying how a sequel shouldn't affect your opinion on the previous films, and it's like no, retcons can absolutely screw over how you feel about previous entries. This is a fact that I found out. Oh, John Connor dies. I was hoping it could be some big dramatic. The F you mean it happens in the first 5 minutes. Like, me knowing nothing about Terminator, I knew John Connor was a super important character, and the fact that he dies in the first 5 minutes, it's like, what do you mean the dude just walks up at a freaking tropical resort and just freaking caps the kid with a shotgun? I think the guy already even double taps him. Yeah, it's like, damn. Just like that. I remember how some people try to say that people didn't like the film because of a female lead, and it's like, but people effing love Sarah Connors. What are you talking about? People freaking love Sarah Connors. What are you talking about? People hate it because female lead. Either way, I like referring to the new Terminator as the T-1000. Like, all the arguments about freaking Terminator Dark Fate were just like, what's even going on? I'm a fan for 12, very good 13 with Alex, Salvation, good judge is very good. You know, Churro spoilers, twist, Salvation that too, Dark Fate is hot garbage. I remember reading how Arnold didn't even want to do like Terminator 3 or something, and he only did it by basically asking for the most ridiculous contract that he assumed they wouldn't give him, only for him to actually fulfill the contract, and he's like, well, I gotta do it now. It's like I also heard that for like the actress for Alien, where she's like, if you want me, you gotta dump like a bunch of money on my front lawn. And they actually did it. And she's like, well, I gotta do it now then. And it's like, asking you shall receive. I keep forgetting to put bear traps on them. Something I always forget to do. Not bad having to put bear traps on survivors. I also remember seeing a streamer who was looking at the trailer for Terminator and RoboCop fighting, and someone in their chat said, that's a Death Battle reference. He said, Death Battle reference? Get out of here. You're too young for this stream. If you're calling that a Death Battle reference. And I was like, damn. Just obliterate that guy for saying that. Trying to ruin all my stealth capabilities by having a big glowy thing on my head. Oh, Sprimpers. They don't know. Yeah, I forgot. I showed up to my friend. My friend was like, "Shout out to the games and comics that had that Terminator vs. RoboCop," and I told him that moment from a stream, and he was like, "That makes me feel ancient." Hearing it's a Death Battle reference. Ooh, got her. The two of them are the hottest of the 80s. I don't know, deals, contracts, holding like that, big suits getting in the way, who knows? It's like how Fred vs. Jason had like 5 billion different scripts drawn up. And what am I doing? I'm looking for gens. One thing is reverse bear trap on her activated. Should have brought the add-on to mix it so you see people doing gens and they have reverse bear traps on them. Okay. I don't think I remember my stream windows is ridiculous. I mean, stranger things have happened, like freaking how there's. I can't remember the fact that it's still a Mortal Kombat cartoon show made for children out there. And that one still gets me in the case of what the hell were they on? I know what they were on, and it was money, but that's beside the point. Alright, my chance to get people hooked during the end game. Well, endgame collapse to be exact. No one here. I mean, speaking of this opportunity, it's like how Metroid Dread didn't happen because Nintendo didn't think a 2D Metroid game was actually freaking was actually freaking profitable, and the devs had to, and the people had to show, that the creator had to show like the sales of Metroidvania indie games to show them that a Metroid 2D Metroid game could be profitable. Yeah, I know you mentioned playing MK, but I'm a MK fan. Very casual. I played bits of the Mortal Kombat trilogy. I played a good amount of MK9. Like I beat the entire story mode, for example. I technically beat the story mode of DC versus MK versus DC. Not as bad as people put it out to be. It's all right. It's a fun game. Play with friends and play with friends and family. So there's that. I only played a tiny bit of MK11. So very casual. It's like I know Mortal Kombat. I know it's a popular series. I'm just not really that much into it. It's also how I feel about stuff like Tekken and Street Fighter. Like I have my Tekken and Street Fighter mains and everything, but I'm just not fully invested. Like Street Fighter 6 does look the most interesting though. I did play a good amount of Street Fighter 4 though. Typically Ultra Street Fighter 4. I am very bad at Street Fighter. Like the fighting game I generally played was BlazBlue. I played through the entire BlazBlue franchise, including Cross Tag Battle. It's still sparking. They are choosing an arcade, so Charles I did play X11. That brings me back. I remember me and my friend were mentioning how if they brought Mortal Kombat characters like Killer to DVD, then they should be Shang Tsung. My friend keeps gushing with that first Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah, I see people say the Spy is like a second Mortal Kombat movie. Some people say that the Spy is freaking that Chun-Li movie. Alright, never actually hooked data. I'm just going towards the doors. What am I doing? I know it is way too slow. No point going stealth mode. Got A stacks in the best for last. Best time I not go to waste. Where are these two? Neither of them have proc no way out. Now they find proc no way out. Which one of them is here is the question. Oh, it's Fang. She freaking jump scared me. Jesus Christ. Score. Not that confident. I lost, but it was fun. And the only freaking arcade experience I had with a fighting game was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I did not actually play an actual arcade. I was generally finding arcade machine in places like freaking laundromats or a game store. So I wasn't really into get the whole experience of the freaking crowd scene of the arcade era. I remember one game I was super happy to find the arcade cabinet for was Mega Man: The Power Battle. Or Power Fighters, whichever it's called. Oh gosh, I'm gonna make it to the gate before I do. One mistake and it's gonna make it to the gate. You're hurting me. Listen, there's more arcades in my area. I know there are arcades, like freaking taking your youngest. Depends if you count 27 as youngest. So some that would be considered youngish. There's the fact that my neighborhood there weren't really any arcades. I know that other places are definitely arcades, but I have to go out of my way in order to get to those. I know one of my friends constantly goes to arcades. He even got footage of BlazBlue's Central Fiction before it came to console. But it's like he has to go out of his way in order to do that. Let's go with this build. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, most of my arcade experience would have to be in like places like freaking Chuck E. Cheese's actually that had arcade games. I remember playing a freaking, I think it was like a Jurassic Park railgun shooter game. That's like dating myself by saying I was there for the movie '95. Guess my age. I was there in '95. You have to be older. You have to be old enough to remember it. So by default, I have to probably guess like freaking. I'm gonna guess young and go. It's probably like early 30s and say like probably like 35 or so. Because I'm assuming because just because it's Mortal Kombat doesn't mean you were an adult at that time. Adult at that time, typically could have been a teen or a child at that time. 26, 27, so I'm gonna add some 8 years. Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm trying to assume you weren't a full-blown probably like full-blown 90s kid. Even though some of these people come with 90s kid, it's like I was born in 1996. Does everybody count the 90s kid? Is there only 4 years left in the 90s? Close. I was a teen. Yep. 1980. 1595. It's like most people would think, oh, right, oh, the mature series that's been adult, but it's like no, you have to remember the target demographic of Mortal Kombat wasn't adults; it was more like teens. So I'm like, oh, it had to be like a childish age. So it's like can't go too far because like people were playing freaking Mortal Kombat when they were kids. It's all those news reports about video game violence ruining the youth. I remember I did a report in college about freaking where I mentioned about the freaking whole entire thing of video games cause violence. I found this one obscure TV reporter spot where they asked a kid at an arcade, and the kid said, you're over here bothering us for playing a video game. Meanwhile, there's kids around that corner smoking crack." And it's like, I don't know who that kid, but he's officially the best kid. The fact that you're over here worrying about us playing a video game. You know, there's probably some kids smoking crack over there. It's like, kid's got a point. Kid's got a point. Kid's got a damn good point. I also loved how when Night Trap got ported to Switch, they used that freaking political hearing quote where they said Night Trap would never ever come to a Nintendo console, and used it, and used that to promote Night Trap, and I'm like, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Be like, oh, again, like Night Trap would never ever come to Nintendo console. Not going to Nintendo Switch, Night Trap. God damn it, there we go. I can stay a little longer. Oh, damn it. I lost them. Yeah, 'cause it's like such a dumb argument that no one wants to play the games or learn anything about them, but they want to be like, no, I don't need to play it. I know everything about it. It's like, no, you don't. Or it's like how I learned that journalists try to say that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was a racist game, but then once the game came out, they realized it wasn't and went, oops. And it's like, bruh, you went, oops. Surprised I got that. Try to keep my old school stuff alive and my kids will say Genesis. Super Nintendo stuff. Yeah. Salvage some arcade machines, damn. But it's like, yeah, you want to keep the classics still going. It's like some things are a case of they don't make them like how they used to. Ooh. Oh, shrine upstairs. I remember one time freaking I tried to get my little sister to play freaking A Link to the Past. And she was playing it on like the Wii, so it was like part of like the freaking one of the Wii download games. Her first instinct to being handed a controller was to try and touch the TV screen as if it were a touchscreen. And I was like, oh my god, no. Please don't do this to me. That was her first instinct. I'm still not good with Spirit's power. Try to break this. I remember when I bought freaking some of my other younger sisters a freaking Nintendo Switch, and I asked them what games they wanted on it. This will literally be their first console, and one of the games they kept telling me they seriously wanted was 1-2 Switch, and I was just like, no. It's like instead of me and my brother gonna give you a list of games, pick some stuff on that list, because I am not buying no 1-2 Switch when I buy you an actual video game, not a gosh darn tech demo. Not a gosh darn $8 tech demo. And my brother said, "What'd you expect?" Asking some kids who've never had a home console to play to try and pick a game from the list. Try to pick a game. And I'm like, I didn't expect them to say 1-2 Switch of all things. Oh, Cheeky Fang. Nope. Good effort. Oh, that pot's gone. Can't use that. Freaking 1-2 Switch. No. Instead, they got freaking Minecraft. They got Minecraft. They got River City Girls. I'm trying to remember what else. Oh yeah, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Freaking, oh, I want 1-2 Switch. It's like, do you really? It's like, yeah, I really want 1-2 Switch. I'm like, no. And then I later bought them Smash Ultimate. I just won't get over that freaking 1-2 Switch. It's like, no. And they tried to explain it to me. I'm like, I know what 1-2 Switch is. It's just not a video game, and I refuse to call it that. If I got a chance to turn this match around. The opportunity is forming. I walked straight to a pot like an idiot. So I thought I was out there. What you doing, Dwight? Dwight, no, I'll say that's how it is. Like that, unsafe. Because so it's broken. So remember, Jimmy Cutter was. Wait, that counts a freaking wall. See ridiculous prices. Wait, I didn't reach. Get over here, Lita. Ooh, we're past the pilot. Alright, smart. Oh, I could have gotten over there and punch it up. Oh, it's back in front of a Scourge Hook. That's good for me. Get you on a Scourge Hook real quick. Freddy's walking. There's Cheeky Fang. Yeah, some old things just can't be replaced, or some old IPs really want to keep continuing, like me with freaking Legend Dragoon. and how I want Sony to do more with the Legend Dragoon, but they keep refusing to do so. But they ported it to PS5 and PS4. Then they effed up the port, but they managed to fix it, so all is good. Except for the fact that we still don't have more Legend Dragoon. Nice try, Dwight. Give me that stack. Your fist faster before she's the answer made me hate Yukari more. Yup. That's part of the divisiveness of the answer. You truly experienced Persona 3 now. Some people end up despising Yukari because of the answer, some people end up liking her more because of it. And also P4, goddamn. Did you do Marie's social links? Did you also done the Hollow Forest? Some old things can't be replaced. Like I have a freaking. Sadly, they don't work. But I got a GBA SP, original GBA, and original DS. But sadly, none of those things work. They are unusable. They're mostly a novelty, but by God, those things they had back in the day, they were nice. Let's get Game Boy Color. I think it actually works though. That's the only thing that actually worked. Hollow Force is trash. Thank you. I don't like Marie. I think she's okay. The problem is she's shoehorned into P4's plot, and so they have to make excuses for her. I don't like that aspect. Ah, turn around, damn it. It's kind of an old thing, old precious console. Not many people have an opinion on what console they think is truly a magical thing, but for me, I won't say it's my favorite console, but one console I still think was truly magical was the freaking PS1. Just a simple pleasure the PS1 gives you, whether it be the boot up, sign of it, the Vidya games on it. In fact, that's probably the console I probably emulate the most because they're such great titles. Go. Get this person on that hook. Oh, they healed up. I don't know what gem blew up. Let's see if this one over here though. Favorite consoles, huh? It's like I don't know why I would say my favorite console. It's like part of me wants to say the N64. Just because my favorite game Ocarina of Time's on it. And in reality, it's not much I actually play on the N64. Was the most favorite nostalgia device? I guess so. That's probably a better way to phrase it. This thing really thought that worked again. She really thought that worked twice. I wonder who out there would say their favorite system or nostalgia system would be the freaking Magnavox Odyssey. I saw that thing at a museum once. But again, I've played the OG Pac-Man at a museum. The OG Pac-Man was at a museum. That's the first time I played the arcade version of Pac-Man. The freaking arcade stick felt really stiff to control. But it was enjoyable, because it's Pac-Man. What's Pac-Man be enjoyable? I feel like Selena's probably going to end up getting the thing. Super Nintendo, that's also a very good system. Lots of stuff. That's a RPG heaven. Great platformers. Got Link to the Past on it. That's good Mario games. Got Final Fantasy games. Got your Dragon Quest games on it. GBA SP, specifically the SP model, I can understand. Although my brother doesn't really like the clamshell design of the SP and DS because it feels like it just led to the device breaking easier because of the hinges. Oh yeah, yeah. Son Goku mentioned earlier that they were born in 1980. So whenever I mention anything old, I was there when it released. Hit you with the I was there. Hit you with the I have it. I was there. All I can go by is once again the TV reports I saw with parents lining up to buy the Super Nintendo, complaining with the finance to buy a new Nintendo. They said earlier. You did see it earlier in the chat. They said they were born in 1980. So that should give you a good answer. Three. You say it like that, that makes it sound like it's bad. You make it sound like it's bad if you say it like that. Oh, 5-point offering. I have any 1-point offerings? I don't think I do. Oh my god. Yeah, because I mentioned earlier how they were 15 when they saw the first Mortal Kombat film. Or whenever I kept mentioning anything, anything that I thought was old, it's like I just amazed. Yeah. Or I mentioned anything that I thought was old or back in my day. Trust me, I'm also like well as well. Yeah, it's like it reminds me earlier. I was listening to the even for the freaking old Disney show, Even Stevens, and they did the Even Stevens podcast called Even More Stevens, and they mentioned the actor for Beans from that show mentioned how when people meet him, they recognize him, but they realize how much he's aged, so they realize how much they've aged. So he says always goes, "You're Beans or Even Stevens." Then they have an existential crisis and go, "Oh my God, you're Beans or Even Stevens," because they realize if that kid actor aged to be an adult, that means they aged, and they can't handle that fact. It just destroys their mind with this hilarious thought. That's why I said it for yourself, and you realize, oh. You know, it's kind of like I saw stuff where people like, oh, Dragon Ball Super Battle of Gods came out 10 years ago, and I'm like, it wasn't even a case of me being a Dragon Ball fan. I'm just like not that much into Super. Just like, oh, 10 years ago. Oh, don't hit me with that. It's like, don't hit me with that. Came out 10 years ago. Because I remember someone mentioned how they asked someone if they remembered the first Incredibles, but the person they were talking to was a literal child, and the child's like, I wasn't even born when the first Incredibles came out, and that just made them hate how much time has passed. That was like around the time Incredibles 2 was coming out. I don't remember the first one. No, I wasn't even born then, and it just hits them like a ton of bricks. Time waits for no one. Time comes for us all. Also, hey, Master, like I asked you, beat P4G. What could you figure out? Did you figure out who the killer was before that moment in the game? Also, since you did the Hollow Forest, I take it that means you actually got the game's true ending, and are not one of the poor souls who didn't, who didn't get the true ending of P4. Had to do with do it all. Both of y'all making me feel old, but I'm only 27. I'm not that old. Although, depending on who you ask, some people think I'm older than I look. Oh, no. No. They feel like my looks make me look older. That's how I phrase it. I remember I was 25 and someone thought I was 28, and I was like, "How did you think I was 28?" I'm like, "Is it the facial hair? How about the facial hair?" Get over here, Leon. Get over here, King. I ain't fall for that power drop. Oh, both people up here. Pretty good. Just like no competition. I'm pretty sure. Billy, no, really? You really thought that worked? So this gets the middle one here. I should have done that. Boil over is gonna freaking kick in now. Get him, get him on the hook. Did she try and really do the Janice style of picking up Dwight? Oh, not pick up Bill. Smart. Kate, smart. And I made the hook. Joke's on you. That's Scourge hook. This open. Think you effed up, Kate? I effed up instead. Gotcha. Good effort though, real good. I'm not saying that weird period where freaking, by all accounts of stuff I should know best should be stuff from the 2000s. When you ask me stuff about that stuff I know, I tend to say stuff from the 90s. Hell, one of the things I freaking remember watching a lot as a kid was freaking the Tom and Jerry shorts, and those are way before my time. The fact that they even know what the banana splits are is an achievement. That's also way before my time. Something to see. Fun chatting, but the old man needs sleep. See y'all. See you later. Good night to you. See your old man. Oh, just go in there. Just treating him like he's already rotten and falling apart. Nope. He's gonna make that. Yeah, a pretty good start. Now, question is, what did you enjoy the actual answer of the answer, Ape Master? That's the question. There's a window in here, which is a weird. Let's put a window. And just to make sure, you did fight. You did fight Izanami at the end of P4G, right? You did get the actual true ending, right? And not one of those poor people, one of those poor souls who didn't actually get the true ending of P4 had to redo the entire game. Like my sister effed up the freaking hospital scene. Had to basically end up redoing the entire game because of it. I feel like a nice closure. I've seen people be divisive on the Izanami bit because they feel like it was unnecessary. Okay, there, Leon. I've seen Sun never figure out the whole Izanami thing. Gotcha. Seen the P3 guy effing become unborn with something. Don't phrase it as unborn just because he fell apart and just turned into nothingness. That makes it sound weird. Glad that you're right, alright, just making sure. I don't want to mention Izanami and you go, who? And I'm like, oh no. Oh, they got freaking bounce landing. Let's power rate from down. Ooh, they knew at that point I wasn't gonna respect. What am I even doing? Now that you've played the game since you love the waifu talk, who ended up being your waifu of P4G? Gotcha. This motherfucker's right for the hills. Yeah, now I get caught by me. Good on him. Rie and Chie were annoying. Finally, someone else who agrees that Chie is annoying. Rise's wife, and you lost me. And you lost me. Chie is generally the fan favorite because, oh my god, Tomboy GF is like, Chie's annoying. Rise's also annoying. Gee, senpai, I love you, T. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I also don't like how the fact that she keeps getting upset that Kanji doesn't find her attractive. It's like, my god, leave the man alone. You're not all that. Where did Kate go? Oh yeah, what's the paladin? Smart on him. Founder obsession Q. Oh, her obsession pissed me off and annoyed me. Also, since you played Golden, you actually got a good version of Rise for combat. Because in vanilla, Rise basically did nothing in combat. But Golden, they actually gave her stuff to do. It's a bigger question, what do you think about Yosuke? Because Yosuke is also very divisive. Many people like him, think he's the bro. Many people despise him. Many people hate him because of how goddamn homophobic that boy is. Also, get ready for this funny tidbit that I love mentioning to people. The fact that the writer for P4 mentioned how Kanji's not gay and he don't know what people think he is. Kanji and Naoto to this day keeps sparking the same dumb debate over and over and over. And it's just a case of people not paying attention to the video game. Yosuke was annoying. Okay, be like Kanji, right? Like Kanji though, right? Kanji's good, right? It's like Kanji was best, bro. Oh, thank God. Kanji's amazing. Now, did you like the TV World Dungeons more or Tartarus more? Is not the question. Because Because for me, the TV world dungeon is so bland and boring. Because Tartarus at least had theme blocks and wasn't trying to be grander. The P4 doesn't feel like they're trying to be grander when they don't really do anything. Each dungeon generally has one gimmick on a floor and that's it. The rest of it is basically the same thing. Nice attempt there. Here's the important linchpin. Did you like Nanako? Tartarus started with a question. Thank you. Question, did you like Nanako? Because Nanako is an emotional linchpin that the writers admit that we don't like Nanako, part of the story falls apart. Spoiler alert, when I first played P4, I did not like Nanako. Yeah, Dwight on the hook. Legion Master went very well. Rarity. Yeah, Liz. Probably because she reminds me of a little silly I didn't mind her. Alright then. I can understand that. Now, a question: did you do the social link for the fox? They only had one perk. That was flashbang. What? What a fun build. So skillful. What are they getting mad for? Because most people don't even do the Fox social link. They tend to find the Fox's request annoying. I actually like the Fox's social link. I feel like the helping people in the town freaking basically does good and helps flesh out Inaba. I'm injured 24/7. That's why it's used. Our game that stalled. So, I was Leon. Hello there. Surprised you only have one perk flashbang. Are you near Leon? Teach me. Thanks. I was just rotating killers. I just did the one Legion match this whole stream. So yeah, when you're new to Leon, you only have one perk. I was like, pretty far I should have more perk than that. We're trying to do a challenge or something. So you only had flashbang on you. This Kate is freaking loading and losing it. Jeez. Just a simple match, jeez. I don't even do much. I barely ever play Legion. This guy I got nothing for him. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I usually try to at least wait until I have a good amount of perks before I start using a survivor, a new survivor. So that makes sense. But flashbang is a damn good perk. I've been getting sub match, so people been getting some freaking flashbang saves. So it does definitely help out. Definitely a good perk to have. I don't know if that match went relatively fine. Cause usually I do poorly as Legion, because I'm not. Especially on Dead Dog, that's such a big map. I usually do poorly on Dead Dog with Legion. So I was like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm not good as Legion, but going like, your perks carried, you're like, okay, your perks did the same for you. What's your point? Yes, I'm using the killer's power. I've just been swapping killers. I had a Huntress match earlier. I'm Huntress my worst killer in the entire game. They're over here getting pissy about it. Jeez. I mean, I'll probably make that to its own separate thing. It's like, damn. Just a game. Why are you getting so mad? Also, the weird thing of telling someone streaming to get out of life when, you know, streaming is also a social interaction. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Alright. I know Jeds were popping in that match. I thought the Survivors did. I thought Survivor side did fine. Did relatively good. Thought things were going well. Good luck in your next match. Thank you. Good luck on it. Good luck in your next match. This match, and hope you like Leon's perks, because I definitely love the freaking flash grenades, but it sucks that they're removing stuff like the flashlight interaction with killers. That sucks. That would be great with flashbangs. Kaden 8 Master, what would you say is your favorite social link so far between P3 and P4? Actually, before I ask that, did you do Ai's social link? Because Ai is my second favorite social link in the entire Persona series. And she generally gets a lot of flack because of, well, when you first meet her, she's an a-hole. So I understand why people don't like her because of that. I'll stick to that for a little bit. Alright. So far, it's mostly just been talking about the Persona franchise. So you know anything about that? Then that'd be fun to add to the conversation. Till then, I've just been rotating through killers, trying to mostly stop using my main killer so much, which is Wesker, and try to do most of other killers. What if she can't see it? Hear my heartbeat. Did her link. Thank goodness. What did you think of it? Finally, someone else who's actually done Ice Social Link. It's kind of rude, but I get why. Thank you. I've seen so many people who just immediately quit her social link early on, or they get her reversed and immediately quit. And it's like, I get it, she's rude, but like, there's a reason for it. It's just kind of coming from a place. Some people just like, no, she's a jerk and I don't like her. And it's like, just stick with her. You understand where she's coming from and why she's the way she is. Like, maybe it's because I feel it's because I've grown up with people like that, where it's people who are generally labeled these big awful people not to associate with. But then I get to know them and realize where they're coming from. So I don't really find the way they act as an issue. But like, by God, it's just second favorite social link, and the fact that people just don't really give her a chance. I can't even say it's because she's mean, because one of the fan favorite social links from P5 is someone who starts out very mean to you, but people love him, and that's what's also great. It's just weird. Just weird. But yeah, Gladic Eye. Well, another question: which one of the sports team did you pick? Did you pick soccer or basketball? Because in P4 you have the different social link story, but same arcana. If you do either basketball and social or soccer, or if you do music or drama. It's the same arcana but different story. But I think it's a cool thing. But I say that because one moment in I social link changes if you picked soccer or basketball. Not probably right next to each other. God damn. Basketball, yes, you got the version where it's Ko saying that he likes Chie and he's jealous of you, and she screams out, "I really lost out to Chie." Because if you pick soccer, then you get Daisuke, and Daisuke, she's just upset about being rejected in general, but with Ko, she's like so pissed off that he likes Chie more than her. And she's like, "Really? I lost to Chie of all people?" And it's like, I feel like that one just compliments the social link way better. Also, speaking of generally not well liked social links, did you do the social link with the nurse? Oh, there's a P4 there's a night job at the hospital to build up courage. The night job is a social link with the nurse. If you do it long enough, then you unlock a social link with this old lady who is the Death Arcana. And she even says I am Death. And it's like how Akinari in P3, the Dying Man, you can only hang out with him on Sundays. In P4, your Sunday person is that old lady. You have to meet her at the hospital, so you have to first meet the nurse. And the nurse is generally a disliked social link because FBI open up. That's why she's generally disliked. Oh, adrenaline. But yeah, you have a job where you meet the nurse, you have a job where you meet the freaking tutor, a kid that you tutor named Shu, who's also heavily hated, and this one I don't get. I feel like a social link is fine. Yeah, the nurse is kind of a oof because she has a whole entire thing early on her social link where she keeps wanting to do quote unquote examination of the main character, and if the correct options to make her happy is to pick the options where you're yelling at her no stop. If you enjoy what she's doing, then you don't get the social link points. Which makes it even worse, the fact that you have to pick the ones where you're yelling at her to stop. And that's what makes her happy. And it's like, my god, lady, you're effed up. Just a whole case of FBI open up with that lady. Yep, got that door open. So Journey's girl Shira P4. Well, but I was happy to see her. Yep. It's funny. 'Cause I remember an interview around that time when P4 came out, and how they mentioned how you made a whole entire reference to P3. Does that mean you're finally putting continuity in the Persona games? I know like the Persona games always have continuity. What are you talking about? Thanks, doing a good job eye blocking. Press. Oh, she messed it up. Oh, they're doing a good job blocking money for each other. Good job, people. Good job. Also, a funky thing with P4G, when you're in the freaking extras menu, you can actually freaking, if you actually wait till midnight in your time zone, you can actually have a little bonus thing that actually shows up there, which is a funky thing. Very wholesome people. How nice. Also, now that I know Yuko, it's funny Journey picked her. She laughs way too damn much. What, you don't find it funny? You don't find it endearing that she laughs so much? You don't find her funny? What do you mean? It's a quote-unquote endearing character trait. Yukiko generally gets flack for either being boring or people don't like her social link. I think her social link is actually pretty great. Some people feel like the conclusion to the social link invalidates the social link, and it's like, no, it doesn't. Well, it validates her character. So what is this? Let's put this one. See what other thing P4 related. Let's see. I'm not sure we answered it, but how did you feel about who the killer was? She laughs too goddamn much. Well, be happy. In the arena games, she no longer has a laughing quirk. She'll just have the quirk that she's a bad cook. Because by God, does Atlas love picking that joke. No, the first question: did you feel like the killer was obvious or not obvious? Would be a better way to phrase it. Because I'll just say this: Golden specifically adds in Golden specifically adds in a social link with the killer, which some people feel like makes who the killer is way too obvious. Yeah, that's a pretty common complaint that in Golden specifically they make the killer too obvious. Some people feel like in Vanilla it's not obvious, or some people feel like it's also obvious because in Vanilla the killer has no social link. But some people feel like that makes him obvious. I'm like, how does that make him obvious? Because he has no social link. That makes no sense. Let's see what else. Oh, how'd you enjoy the new Vet Room attendant, Margaret, compared to Elizabeth? Also, fun fact I mentioned about P4. There's a book in P4, I can't remember which one, but there's a book in P4 that the main character says it was physically painful to read and gives you courage. In the Japanese version, the book was Sailor Moon, but since Sailor Moon's more, it's actually pretty popular in the West. It's probably pretty popular in the West with boys. They instead changed it to something else. If I could have dated Margaret, I would. I mean, you did her social link, right? You did her social link, right? But the whole entire challenge of making certain I keep forgetting I'm hit scan. But the whole entire thing of making certain freaking personas. I didn't finish it. While you don't date her, she does kiss you at the end of it. Well, at the end of it, at the end of the game. So you do get that. Also, heads up, in P5, the new Velvet Room attendant is gonna have the same kind of social link. We gotta make certain personas in order to do it. So you better get used to it. Also, at least in Golden, you can pick your skills, because in OGP4 you can't. Gens are flying, goddamn. I am surprised that actually made it. Why should I be pulled over again? I was about to say. But we gotta get out of here. I hope they're good looking like Margaret. They're children, so no, don't say that. Maybe even date potential. No. The attendants and 5 are children. No, don't say that. You cannot date them because they're children. You do not date the Tenants of 5 because they're children. They're literally twin girls. They're like little kids. I don't know. According to Atlas, the Velvet Room attendants are meant to represent like some opposite aspect or something like some opposite aspect of the freaking protagonist. But people like, what does children have to do with Joker, Atlas? I don't know. Yeah, they're twin children. It doesn't help the fact that the Tenants of 5 are also generally seen as annoying. And they're not well liked, on top of the fact of them being 2 literal children. I mean, Royal does allow you to hang out with them, but that's something we're added in. You get to have scenes where you hang out with them and show them the world outside the Velvet Room. So you get that, but no dating because they're little children. Granted, I am talking about P5, and this is the same game that freaking allows Joker to date grown women. Remember I mentioned P3P Ken, the Fem MC can date Ken. One P5 Joker can date adult women. No, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Thing is, Joker's like 17 at best. So like with Elizabeth, I guess in a sense. And so the difference is Elizabeth was added in her thing was added in Fest, so it doesn't actually count as a social link. Well, on P5, it's a social link with grown women that you're able to romance. Yeah, Armando went with the teacher. Yeah, Joker dates Joker is able to date grown women, and it's like Atlas, why are you doing this? Why are you like this, Atlas? That miss, damn. I really had a perfect shot. I missed that. So I did not see that with nurses because she has distortion. People keep saying that. We're not saying cuffs Japan. Japan has laws against these things too, you know. It's like when the mangaka Rurouni Kenshin got caught with a whole lot of CP, and people were like, and he only actually got a slap on the wrist. The actual reasoning is because apparently the laws weren't put in place when he bought it, so technically it was legal when he got them, which is effed up. But some people trying to say, well, of course he got away with it because Japan. It's like, no, Japan has laws against these things too, you know. This match is going terribly. Oh yeah, you did. Because didn't know the mangaka of Rurouni Kenshin was literally caught with an absurd amount of CP. Only got a slap on the wrist because technically it wasn't illegal when he bought it. In fact, he even still has his job at Shonen Jump. In fact, Rurouni Kenshin is really getting a new anime this year, and people are like, do not watch Rurouni Kenshin. Don't do it. It's one of those things of once you know, it's like you can never unhear or unsee that. That knowledge sticks with you forever. Ah, I really missed that. What's even going on here now, people? Oh yeah. Also, in case the Ronnie Ketchum thing wasn't bad enough for you, he literally said in court. He literally admitted in court and said the words, "I just like little girls." Dude had no shame. Dude had literally no shame and still has a job and and a successful series still going. But enough about soul crushing news. Back to Persona 4. Let's see. What did you think about the final battle with Izanami? Far from my life, I just got a single kill. Cobra's in top 3. Alright then. The second flashlight! God damn it. That really didn't count. Also, how'd you feel about the infamous 3-hour-long prologue that P5 has? 3 hours of waiting before you're able to actually start playing the game. Because, warning, Persona 5 has 6 hours of waiting before you start playing the effing game. Checks in stuff. Nothing going here. Nope. What? And then start 5. No. I'm warning you right now. That P4 is infamous having 3 hours of cutscenes, but P5 ramps that up to 6 hours before you're able to actually start playing the game. I was just making that note because many people give P4 flack for that, but they don't give P5 flack for literally doubling the time to where it takes upwards of 5 to 6 hours before you actually start playing the game. There's something in here, man. I'm not great at Deathslinger, so you're probably right. I'm not great at Deathslinger, so you're probably right. Good for you. I'm more of a Wesker person. More of a Wesker and Nemesis Pyramid Head person. GG's. It was a good match. I like that. I like that flashlight at the end because I was double checking, being like, "No, it's a flashlight, right?" And then you come up and go, "Oh well, never mind. I was proven wrong." At the second out of nowhere flashlight, way earlier in the stream, I was playing like Trapper. So when an Ada hid behind a rock, came out of nowhere with a flashlight save. So like some people got ninjas. Thank you. Got ninjas with flashlight saves. this match got? Grand Pancreas Pyramid Head should be relatively fine, I feel. Oh my god, this on. Go with that person over there. He was just standing there for some reason. Why are they just standing there? Get moving. I just heard footsteps to my left. I was about to say, tell me they're still standing here. Alright. Just clicking this. What do we got? Oh, that was way too early of a shot. Stacks of Stabiffle. Magenta, that would be fine. What? That David just jumped off. I'm going nuts. Now he jumped off. Hey, there's Cheryl. As Armando likes to say, time to be film canon. Hell, I like being film canon. Damn, all this information per again, nothing from it. Should probably stay back here. There, we're done with that gen. Look, reason to stay back here. Kate. Yeah, back over here, Kate. Okay, man, good luck with the matches. Thank you. Sweet, jeez, hope. And I hope you have much fun with P5. Oof, I got shot. Of P5, you have fun with P5 Royal. Or at least more fun with the third semester than I did. Ooh, I thought I overshot that for a second. But I did it. Nice. Okay, just regressing too. Should probably check up there. See if Jen's been worked on. Let's go. Oh, this game worked out a healthy amount of progress too. Hey there, Cheryl, how you doing? God, this jam. That was Kate being healed here. Fall down quickly. They was trying to body block. What a hero. Oh, that miss? Really? Go over here, David. Oh, I tried to wait the last second in case he was gonna freaking drop the pellet, but he didn't. Good on him. Good on him not wasting a pellet. Good on him. And he's tapping gens. That's a slow. So what's that? Say slow fall speed. Slow fall speed. This patch is gold. This match. Let's say patch. This match goes to tits. I put it overneath the hole. I'm a fool. Why would they do that? Press this immediately. There. That was more predictable location. Come on, Cheryl. Bigger than that. Come on. Get you up. And of course, finish that gen, goddammit. Two information perks and they do nothing for me. People say information is the most important thing you want for Pyramid Head. Alright, just go. Wait, when did David get past me? I didn't even notice him get past me. Okay then. Alright then. Like Kindred being redundant. Oh, it's redundant. Okay, smash all. I thought that was a fun time of rotating colors, right? And just sticking to a certain color for an entire stream. I think anything done for my last challenge though. I got a few more killers I could do one at a time. I guess he has other killers for another time. So I'll just end the stream off here then. Alrighty then. Good day. Good day to everyone. Even though it's like night for me, I don't care. Good day for everyone. I always say good day. Just what I do.